Happy New Year again, everyone. That's right. We're back to discuss even more Nintendo in 2023. We've already covered everything we know about being everything with a release date for this year, but now we're here to discuss everything we don't know, including things that maybe could come out this year that we know about, like Metroid Prime 4, along with perhaps even more excitingly, everything that we don't know whether it exists or not, whether it's based on rumor or our own ideas or theories or whatever else. Beyond all of this too, everyone, we are for the first time having a betting special, which should be a lot of fun. Jake, fill us in how this betting is going to work.
Okay, Andre, so like you said, we're going to be talking about all sorts of things that we do not know about, and I know everybody here has some pre-prepared bets. So if we start talking about something and you're like, wait a second, I got something to say about, I want to make a bet, I need you to say, sounds like money. At that point, we will turn it over to the betting board, which we will take a look at right now. So, in this example, you can see, will there be a Stunt Race FX2? Andre has submitted that bet, and he says that's what's gonna, yes, there will be a Stunt Race FX2. Nobody else agrees, which is why you see the sticky notes from everybody else on the other end. Now, in this scenario, every bet is worth 200 points. So, if Andre were to win, if there were a Stunt Race FX2, Andre would take home 800 points, the combined point total of everybody on the other side. But if there was no Stunt Race FX2, everybody would have to split Andre's measly 200 points, meaning that there is a system in place for not playing it safe. You will be rewarded if other people don't believe in your bet. So it's about hope, it's about hype, and it's about points. Can you hear the money?
Sounds like money, Jake.
That's right, that's right. Okay, so let's do it. What are we talking about first? What's on the agenda?
I really want to talk about Metroid Prime 4. I'm sure everyone wants to hear it, so we're not starting there. We're gonna start with something a little lamer. I want to find out from everyone whether Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp is actually going to come out this year after being delayed last year due to unfortunate real-life circumstances. What do we think? What are we expecting from this? Is it happening in 2023?
I think at some point it will release this year. I think they'll find... They already put in so much to get it made. It was already supposed to come out twice. I think they'll just find the time to release it, and they'll just kind of cut their losses rather than not release it at all. I think they'll just kind of appear on the eShop one week. Not randomly, but it'll be like, hey, at the end of this week, or, end of next week, almost like the way they announced DLC, it'll be like, Advance Wars, it'll be available. And it'll be like middle of summer, sometime when there's not much else going on.
Yeah, I agree.
A tweet.
Yeah.
Was it not planned for a physical release originally, too?
I think it was, but
yeah.
I think it would...
I think it'll still...
Yeah.
Would it still get a physical release? I feel like it would. But they wouldn't, give it a media blowout, just because they don't want that attention.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's absolutely no chance in a Nintendo Direct they go, hey, we know you've been waiting for Advance Wars. Here's a sentence about why we didn't release that. No chance?
I think there's a chance.
There is a chance. If I recall, the game was actually supposed to get DLC of some kind. They said in that last direct about it before it got delayed. They might just have all of that in there now. They'll say now it's no longer DLC-ish. Here.
Will it be good?
I think it will be good. I think it'll be as good.
I almost am I don't even really understand if this genre and this kind of game is something people want anymore, if it still fits in the landscape. I feel like other things have kind of taken its place. I don't know. It's hard for me to imagine this being a huge hit.
Tom, what do you think?
I don't think it'll be a huge hit, but I think it'll do decently well, especially because of the characters being redrawn by way forward. I think that'll attract a lot of people to it that are new to the series.
Cool.
Is it not essentially a militarized Fire Emblem? I mean, more that, I think, which even came first? Both are really old IPs at this point. Was Fire Emblem the first one?
Famicom Wars.
Yeah, Famicom, yeah, you're right, totally. So, but, I mean, the style of gameplay, ignoring all the, sim dating stuff or whatever, I think it's pretty similar, right, Tom?
I know Advance Wars, but I don't know Fire Emblem as well. So.
That's funny. I'm on the other end of this where I'm
Jake, we have to work together and figure this out.
Yeah, because Fire Emblem's more about actual units interacting with each other and then what results of that. Whereas my idea about Advance Wars was that it was more area of effect and positioning and different units having different. It's the breach into the breach. It's more like that, right?
It might be. Yeah.
I'm not
It's
sure.
more
This is
about.
a
I haven't
complete
played much
failure of a conversation.
This is a game show or something. This is awful. God.
You're not talking to the most knowledgeable people when it comes to strategy games.
It's
I don't
okay,
think.
you know what,
I know,
I've
Tom, you're a big Advance Wars fan, though, aren't you, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while though, but it's more about like how far each unit can move and what their distance is and stuff like that.
Okay, so a little. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Do you think Nintendo actually has a release date for it planned already, or are they just gonna wing it?
They know.
Wing it in the fall.
Wing it
You
in
think they
the
know?
fall? In the fall, Tom?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Because they're gonna take the fall. This game's
Oh.
gonna take the fall.
Like, it feels like the kind of game that, I mean, right now we know there's kind of a big gap in Nintendo's first-party release schedule between after Kirby and before Zelda. So it seems like that could be a good time for it, unless Nintendo is really trying to minimize risks and pray this war is over by the end of the year and they can release it then. But, you know, given the fact there seems to be no off-ramp for this thing, I wonder if I wonder if it even matters at the point when Nintendo releases it and they just want to get it out there at some point this year, and it might be on the sooner end of things rather than later.
I can see that too. Like sometime around the 1 year of when it was supposed to come out, maybe. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sat on Star Fox 2 a very long time. I
True.
will point that out.
That's true.
All right, let's move on to the more exciting game that we know it exists and could possibly come out this year, being Metroid Prime 4.
That
Metroid
sounds like money.
Lay it on us.
Will,
Oh my God.
Here's my official bet. Samus will reveal herself. Keeping it a little vague. Because I don't want to switch to what we don't know already, but I will just say it could, if it's not Prime 4 this year, it's that Metroid Prime Remaster. That's all I'll say about that. I just hope when it comes in regards to Prime 4, we just see it this year. We see a trailer in like any direct. Because it's been 4 years since this project has been rebooted. So thanks for keeping us a little satisfied with Metroid Dread, but it's time.
yeah,
It's time. And I don't want to wait until 2024 for Metroid Prime 4. Like, if I have to wait for the game until 2024, that's fine. But my God, I'm tired of not knowing anything about this game.
I'm
And
with
I
you,
just
Joe.
want to see what it looks like.
I'm with you, Joey. I think this year we are going to see Samus in general. I do think we will see something Metroid, and I almost see it playing out like say E3 for example. The game on track for this year that they show off is Metroid Prime HD, but that's not all. And they give you the proper like showcase. Like here's your first look at Metroid Prime 4 coming.
I
following
totally
year.
forgot. Here's the thing. I also totally forgot E3 existed because it didn't happen last year. So an E3 Direct to me wasn't even part of the cards. But assuming things go well and there is an E3 this year, then hopefully at this year's E3. If not, I'll happily take a September Direct because they did kind of this. That's where they re-revealed Bayonetta 3 in
Yep.
2021, and then it came out in 2022. So maybe something like that.
But yeah, Jay, put
Tom
me
will
down
say-
for sharing the same side.
Tom, will Samus reveal herself?
I'm hesitant of this, but I'm thinking that 4 years, it sounds like a long time, but trying to do something unique maybe. They might take even longer, especially if they want to add in some multiplayer. If they go that angle, it might be another year. I'm going to say no.
Okay.
All right, I respect it. I think at this point, whether or not, so the bet is only that she appears this year, not
Yes.
that. Okay, yeah, I mean, I think that's almost a sure thing. I would say yes, because Tears of the Kingdom will be out. We're gonna need another big title to look forward to, and I think it's entirely possible we see Samus this year or Metroid Prime 4 without it actually releasing in the same year. So I think yes, we will see her this year. And with a chance that it also releases next year. So, does Nintendo... actually, what's really exciting about, in a broader sense, of Tears of the Kingdom coming out, they need to tease something else.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
what's that going to be? So,
Exactly.
No, Bill Trinin's just going to be like, guys, Metroid Prime 4 is doing fine. Don't worry.
And then he did that with Bayonetta 3, and then it was revealed a few months later.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, the question, will Samus reveal herself? To me, there's too many doors behind this question that could work out in her favor, because not only does a game not have to come out, anything, literally anything from this character over the course of a whole year that we don't know a lot about already, I kind of want to say I'm with you, Joey, but I also just feel that this is a cold bet. And it's too easy.
Do you want me to specify?
I want you to spice this bet up, Joey, because this bet is wearing a burlap sack right now.
Okay,
where's the sexiness? Come on, give me, yeah.
Where's the Justin Bailey, Jake? Is that what you're saying?
Give it to me, Joey.
There will be a Metroid game this year.
Oh wait, released?
Yeah.
I'm so with you.
Okay, this might change things.
Okay, let's go back to the board. Okay, so there will be a Metroid release this year. We have spiced up the bet. I want to know from Tris and Andre, are you still with Joey?
I'm still with Joey here because of the scenario I painted of Prime H, because Joey mentioned it could be either one. Prime HD revealed and released this year, teased her first look at Prime 4 for next year. I see that happening.
I agree with the same reasons. Yeah, I think that's a distinct possibility. Like Metro, I think it's even likely. Metro Prime remake will help give us the momentum needed to carry through to Metro Prime 4.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tom, are you staying in your position?
I'm staying, but I want to know people's thoughts. If it does happen, will Joey scream and the mic won't pick it up?
Absolutely.
I'll record for safety for every direct I react to.
I like this bet. Joey, thank you for spicing it up for me. I will be staying with Tom on the against side. Yeah, I like this bet. That's a good bet, Joey. I like it.
All right.
Fantastic. Metroid, baby.
What specifically is Metro Prime 4 going to be, though? We don't, like, all we know about this game is that Bandai Namco was making it originally until they weren't and Retro took it back over. So, what do we think that means? Do we think it's going to be safer than it may have been? Like, maybe Bandai Namco went too far off the rails? Do we think it's, like, what are we expecting? What does Metro Prime 4 need to be?
I think if Bandai Namco was working on it, it just simply didn't live up to quality. Whether that means I don't think they were going off the rails too much. They're maybe playing it. I don't even know if they were playing it too safe. They just weren't making something good. That's just my totally like baseless opinion on it. And Retro, I think they might take a few risks, but not nearly as many risks as like Breath of the Wild took. I think we can safely expect, like, I will be happy if this game is as good as Metroid Prime 3. Like, that's how happy I will be, because it's just been so long since we've had a game in the Metroid Prime style. And that's just really what I want. Like, I want something from that era of Nintendo back. Mm-hmm. The era of Nintendo that wasn't afraid to be more mature. Is it something like that? Not to say, like, Metroid Prime games are, like, only for adults, but when is the last time Nintendo made a game like that? Really? Come on.
It's like, of course, Nintendo.
Of course, Nintendo's not making it, but, you know, it's their game still.
Right.
Even if it's Retro Studios behind the wheel.
Well, they own Retro, so it is effectively
still their game.
There was that interesting question on Kiwi Talks to the former Metroid Prime developer about asking if it would be open world, and he thought it wouldn't be just because it requires so much more detail in Metroid.
It's not going to be open world. I don't want it to be open world.
Oh, okay. I think it is. I think it definitely is.
They wanted to try. I was going to say quick. They wanted to travel through space in Metroid Prime 3, but they couldn't pull that off. So.
The only way I could see an open world working is if it's like open world in quotes. Like, it was like an open zone type thing, like Sonic, where you have these large worlds, large areas that are still connected by the typical pathways and whatever else. Because I don't know how you make Metroid work in any other way. Like, it's all about that lock and key system. That's the entire gameplay.
Exactly.
An open world game just doesn't make sense for what Metroid is. And they could change it. They could make it something different, something new, but it's just hard to imagine that meshing with what the series has been.
I think I'm misdefining open world in my brain then. I think, like Batman Arkham Asylum, is that an open world game?
No.
Never mind.
Well, you know, because it gets open when you're like out in the island part of it, but it's still very much like a corridor based game. I don't like, there will be like an overworld section, sure, maybe like the Talon overworld, and even then, like, is that even an overworld to begin with? Yeah, I think I just want it to be smaller and contained, mainly because I want those visuals to be nice and pretty. And you can't really do that in open world unless you really tone down the detail. And Breath of the Wild, gorgeous game, right? Not very detailed, I would say. The style of it is very animated, and yeah.
Any chance there's multiplayer? Any chance?
There's a chance. I wouldn't mind if there wasn't, though, because especially if that means it comes out sooner. Don't waste time on multiplayer if it's going to take even longer. Come on, I want it.
I just want to know what this game is. But now I'm thinking about the open world idea more. Like, because, you could apply the same argument to Zelda. Like, it's all about finding new items that act as keys to do new things. And they made it work in Breath of the Wild. And it's like, man, maybe they could do like a thing where like each area is has its own like collection of power-ups. Maybe like in the same vein, like in area 1 you can jump higher now, in area 2 you get one that lets you jump even higher, so you basically have the same like gameplay loop in each zone, but like they each act as their own like mini world. I don't know, I'm just trying to think outside the box here, where it's open world-esque but again still staying true.
If it's revealed to be open world, I'll give it a shot. Like, I'm still gonna be excited. Finally, Metroid Prime 4, right? Finally, I'm seeing what it looks like. But if it's also not open world, if it sticks to the Metroid formula, because a lot of people said open world's the antithesis of what Metroid is, and I agree with that. Like, even Zelda, it technically kind of started open world, kind of, if you consider that NES game. Like, that was super open. So it made sense for Zelda. Metroid, I'd be down for an open world Metroid in the future, but right now I want them to just play it a little safe, because Zelda, they could afford to be experimental. Zelda's one of their biggest franchises. Metroid, not so much.
That's an interesting take, but couldn't you argue it begs for the opposite? Because to me,
you could argue both, but for me, I'm just like, don't go too crazy.
I wonder if there's any degree to which they try to make a game specifically for an American audience. And just look at the trends here and things that are more successful here than in Japan and take some of those lessons. I don't know. I think there is room for a more open Metroid. To me, what it would be is a stronger focus maybe on not quite survival elements, but like the idea of having ammo in power-ups, of kind of like Andre's idea of going to an area and maybe there's a group of power-ups there, but it's less like whatever is in that area is your resource for your ammo, meaning that's how you use it there. And so you can't really take it with you to other areas. I don't know. I think there's a lot of different ways that you could do this. I'm mostly curious about the tone. I want to know who they're trying to hit with this game. I want to know what kind of art style we're looking at. That's my biggest question right now.
That's my biggest question too. Like that's also what I'm scared of, because like the style was what made Metroid Prime look so amazing. The trilogy, they were just all stylistically just amazing. And if we didn't have anything like that, that looks like that, I'd be kind of disappointed. Like if it was. I'm gonna be real. If it looked like Breath of the Wild, cell shaded, that kind of stuff, I'd be very disappointed. But yeah, it's what I'm thinking.
I think you're kind of touching on something here, Jake. Like, we don't really like, who's Nintendo aiming for with this game? Is it purely Metroid Prime fans? Then maybe it makes sense to just not reinvent the wheel and keep it fairly faithful to what it has been. But you look at the Metroid series sales, and it's one of Nintendo's smallest big franchises. Like, the best-selling game I think in the entire series, is it not Metroid Dread now, which
yes, it is.
Officially hasn't even hit 3 million. Like,
it's
that
hit 3 million. Not officially, but it's hit 3 million.
Not officially. Yeah, I mean, so which is sad for the rest of the series that hasn't even reached 3 million individually. And it makes me wonder, like, is Nintendo gonna look at this as an opportunity to rethink what Metroid actually is? Because I imagine Nintendo as a company, they want to hit as many people as possible. They want this to be a bigger series, and this might be the time to reimagine everything about it. And I don't know. They might be happy with the existing sales. They might just target current fans, or they may want to broaden it and try something new and aim for more of a Western audience, as someone had mentioned.
It gets to the point, though, where it's like, how much do you change where it's even Metroid Prime anymore?
Yeah.
And
is it
like,
Joey, that was my next question. Is there any chance the next time we see this game, it is not Metroid Prime 4?
I doubt it. I think it needs to be Metroid Prime 4. It's still called that in the financial reports. Yeah, maybe it's called Metroid Prime Subtitle instead of Metroid Prime 4, but that's like the biggest change I think they can make. It's still got to be a Prime game, even if like they make it open world. It still has to have like what we expect from like Metroid Prime gameplay, but with updated controls. Because
You're right. They wouldn't. You're right. They wouldn't call it that. They wouldn't do it because it doesn't help them at all
No.
to call it Metroid Prime 4. So
Yeah.
it must be married to something.
Unless they release the trilogy beforehand, which the jury's still out on that.
Oh, that trilogy. Oh yeah. Okay.
The primary thing when I think of Metroid Prime is that it's first person. I think
Yes.
that's all the connective thread you really need, and they can do a lot around that if they are looking to reinvent it. I don't know if they are or not, but I think as long as it's first person, that's all the connection you really need to title it Metroid Prime 4.
Can you ditch Samus?
No. No,
Okay,
no,
let's
no,
not
no,
get-
no,
I
no,
mean,
no,
I'm
no.
asking. Can you not?
I know,
You can't
and
ditch
I'm
Samus?
answering because, like, man, if you tell Metroid fans they don't play as Samus, they're gonna get pissed.
Could you imagine telling Halo fans that you're not going to play as Master Chief?
Other than ODST, which is fine,
No.
but
I'll be another guy in the suit. Like I am in online multiplayer, which is all anybody plays anyway. The
Yeah.
devastation.
Federation Force already flirted with the idea,
That game was
so-
fine. That game is fine. That is
sure
a
it was
fine
fine,
game.
but
That
it
is a fine game.
it still flopped miserably.
All right, let's move on from Metroid Prime 4. We have no idea what it's going to be, but it sounds like most of us are at least expecting to see it this year.
I mean, it sounds like money.
It sounds like money. It does sound like money.
Yeah.
All right, but speaking, so we started off with the mentioning how Bandai Namco was originally developing Metroid Prime 4. As it turns out, there was a report that they are apparently working on. Not even a report. They posted job listings for this, I believe. That Bandai Namco is working on a remaster of a 3D action game for Nintendo, which is kind of surprising given the fact they had Metroid Prime 4 ripped from them, which is a 3D action game. But here they are working on another. Are we seeing it this year? And if we are, what is it?
All right, let's just get the elephant out of the room right now. Is it Kid Icarus Uprising? Is it? We know Sakurai, Bandai Namco, the whole.
That sounds like money, Jake. That sounds like money. We are seeing, I'm going to put it out there, we are seeing Kid Icarus Remastered for Nintendo Switch this year on Nintendo Switch.
Excellent. Okay, so the game will release this year.
Yes, we're seeing
Wow.
it E3, it'll release this year. That's how it's going
Okay,
down.
so everyone,
Wow.
Andre's bet, Kid Icarus Uprising will be remastered for the Nintendo Switch this year. Would anybody like to pledge their bet in his favor?
I'm going to pledge the favor. I think Sakurai wouldn't have teased it if it wasn't coming out in 2023. And it'll be like, they'll have Tears of the Kingdom earlier. Kid Icarus will be one of the big titles for the fall.
Wow. Joey and Triss, where are your heads at?
I'm against this personally, so I don't see it happening yet. I feel like Sakurai was just kind of being silly rather than actually teasing knowledge of it, because he did a lot of that with Smash development as is, where he was not actually teasing something. He was just being kind of funny in general. So that aside, we don't know how, like, even if Kid Icarus Uprising is what Bandai Namco is working on here, we don't know how long they've been working on this. And that's not to say the hiring listings meant, oh, they were only just starting it, because that's not what I'm trying to suggest either. But I feel like, I don't know, just something about it to me, it doesn't feel like this year. It doesn't
Sound like money. It doesn't
No.
sound like. I understand. Joey, does it sound like money?
This is so tough
It
because
is. It's a tough one.
Because yeah, Sakurai teased it, right? But
Yeah.
also Aonuma teased Skyward Sword HD like 2 years in advance. So man, and it's still so unclear how far along they are with this project. It's unclear if it's even Kid Icarus Uprising. I gotta say no, like just to be safe. Like I could. There's very compelling cases for both sides, but I have to say no. Just
What else
'cause
could it
I'm
be?
scared.
I want to know what else you guys
Star
think
Fox
it'd be.
Adventures, obviously.
God.
That sent like a chill down my spine. I literally had a physical reaction to you saying that. It disgusted me. Oh my god! If I saw that announcement on my Twitter feed, oh my god! Oh,
You would
Dude,
actually
actually, and-
Adventures for Switch?
Would it not make? It would make more sense too for them to do Assault, to remaster
Yes.
Assault, which they made
a good
themselves.
video game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, correct.
Jake, very easy to say this now after you've talked to Kevin Bayless, I must say, not beforehand.
Right.
No, I hate it too, Jake.
Okay, excellent.
So what? yeah, I want to hear more about what this game could be then, though. Like, if it's a remaster, that seemingly limits its options if it's a 3D action game. How many of these are there?
Yeah, what does a 3D action even mean? You know, Mario's 3D. It has action.
Nah,
I mean,
that's not what they mean.
I know
That's
it's
what
not
they mean.
Mario, but like but I almost feel like when this thing gets announced, it's gonna be a game we totally forgot existed, but we were like, oh, duh,
Yeah.
I forgot that game existed.
That's
You know?
kind of what I'm feeling too, honestly. But I also just feel like we won't see whatever this project is this year, personally.
All right, it's time for my bet. You are all crazy. This is the lock of the year.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now in the GameXplain household, but yeah, this is. Come on. Yeah, easy money. Tris, Joey, thank you for your patronage.
Fair enough.
All right, let's hope we're right there, Jake and Tom, or whoever else is in with me. So, all right. That's enough. I don't think we have anything more to discuss on this potential 3D action game that may or may not even come out this year, hopefully, but we'll see. But there is another game, everyone, that I think almost everyone has forgotten about at this point. But it was announced effectively years ago, but then we had something come up about it more recently, I think, over the past year, and that is Detective Pikachu 2. This is something that was like mentioned forever ago, and Jake's losing it. Jake's gonna
that lead up, I just didn't expect
Detective Pikachu 2, not the movie, the game to specify, but there was someone. I think Tris, you have a good understanding of like someone who was working on the project, or maybe it was Jake.
I think it was Jake who.
Yeah. So back in 2019, there was a Pokemon press conference. I think this is when they also talked about maybe Let's Go, but they were like, oh, Detective Pikachu 2, that's still on the way. It follows up the story from the original games. Cool. Mm-hmm. And then earlier this year, we actually saw on somebody, I think it was some job thing, maybe like LinkedIn, and they were like, hey, nearing completion on one game at Creatures Inc., Detective Pikachu 2, and another. Hush, hush. Creatures Inc., of course, basically only does Pokemon things. Weirdly, they basically only do Pokemon like weird things, like apps and stuff, like on 3DS. But definitely like Pokemon related stuff. So I was always more interested in what that other game was. But Detective Pikachu 2, Detective Pikachu the original, long time said they were coming to Switch. Still have not seen it. Got to imagine now that maybe it's going to be a 1+2 situation. So yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance we see that this year. Just because I feel like the Pokemon Company is just into shipping games.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Jake,
yeah.
I think that sounds like money. On my predictions, I have it as a perfect game to kind of announce and release in April. Because new Pokemon Snap, that was April 30th.
Yeah.
So I am betting Detective Pikachu 2 will be an April release.
Wow.
And that timing would work out well with the generally February-based Pokemon Directs,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, Pokemon always does their whole
Represents.
thing on Pokemon Day, or around, if it's on a weekend, Pokemon Day. At the very end of February, that is when they always make some sort of big announcement. That's when Scarlet and Violet were announced, it's when Pokemon Legends was announced, like, spin-offs. This is when they usually announce most things. Sure, they have other Pokemon presents through the year, but Pokemon Day is usually the big one. So, that could line up. Yeah, that could work out.
What I like about this bet, Tom, is the specific month. You're throwing a dart and you said, no, listen, Nintendo marketing planner. No, I know when the game needs to come out, and it's April. And now if the game doesn't come out in April, I think maybe they should consult with you. But what does everybody else think? Will Detective Pikachu 2 grace our sweet Nintendo Switches in April of 2023?
Lock it in, easy money.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
wow.
Okay.
All right. I think it makes. I'm not convinced we're ever going to actually see this game. So I'm going no. We are not.
Okay.
I'm not easy money in this case.
Tris, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Tom and Joey. I see it happening. I see it happening. Like, if it was nearing completion, however long ago that was posted, I feel like we got to see it soon. I'll take the L if it's not actually the April, but I do think this year. And since I think this year, yeah, I'll go April. Why not?
Tom, I feel you. Detective Pikachu 2 coming to Switch this year. I agree. I cannot jive with this April song and dance. I cannot. No. We got Mario movie. We got Nintendo doing all sorts of crazy stuff around there. And I feel like this is the kind of game that I see at the Pokemon Presents in February. And I go, okay, right now, right? And they go, end of summer. And I'm like, what? Why? You know, and it's just like a weirdly long wait. I don't remember when new Pokemon Snap came out.
That came out April 30th or somewhere around there. It was like
April 30th.
Well, dang it. But, but still,
it had been
I'm going
announced the previous June.
Yeah.
again. Okay.
So
Would everybody like to lock in their positions?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we're locking in. Wow. Okay, Detective. Wow, did not expect a bet on Detective Pikachu 2 today, everyone.
Good bets
what a
today
time
so
to be
far.
alive. Yeah.
While we're on the topic of Pokemon, let's just
Yeah.
keep it there. Are we expecting anything else? We just had 2 big open world adventures in the Pokemon space. Are we expecting
Yeah.
another mainline entry this year, or what are we thinking?
So, not mainline entry in the sense of not a brand new generation. This could be years before we see that. However, I'm pretty confident we're going to see DLC for Scarlet and Violet get announced, just like Sword and Shield. There's where it's going to be like 2 waves or something like that, 2 whole things, to kind of flesh out the game for the year, and that's going to be the main big Pokemon release for the year, as in focusing on DLC for this game as they continue to update it. I do think we'll see at least one other Pokemon spin-off, because they, for some reason, can't stop releasing Pokemon games, and if it's not Detective Pikachu 2, they might throw some other random new Pokemon game out. I was curious what Jake thinks on this. Do you think-
Mystery Dungeon. New Mystery Dungeon.
Okay.
New Pokemon Mystery
Okay.
Dungeon. It's time. It's time. I need it.
Okay.
I feel like I was maybe the lone enjoyer of Mystery Dungeon DX, and I don't care. I will be. So it's these games. Literally, it's like somebody's little finger just goes straight through my body and presses on my heart, and I go, yes. This is, for some reason, I am touched right now. I don't know what it is. I love these little stories about people turning into Pokemon and like discovering friendship amongst all these weirdo little critters. We had the remake of like the original Mystery Dungeon games, and now I'd be so down for a remake of their sequel, which was the best one, or a completely new game in the franchise. I feel like Spike Chunsoft is out here chilling, and they developed those games. So yeah, I think that'd be sick to see that on the calendar this year. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, that I was specifically going to ask about either Mystery Dungeon, because we had that remake a couple years ago,
Yeah.
or I feel like it's too early to get the next Let's Go style remake.
That's next year.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
2024.
That's
2024.
what I was thinking. So they would focus otherwise on the DLC for Scarlet. But okay.
Yeah, they treat the DLC expansions for Scarlet and for the new Pokemon games, I think, in the same way that they used to treat the third version.
Yeah.
And I think in a lot of people's eyes that has kind of replaced it. But Pokemon Company's hard to predict, and they don't stick to patterns a lot. So if they came out and they were like, "Oh, Pokemon third version," I would just be like, "Of course. I am but a buffoon, and you are but the genius." And I would buy it like a buffoon. So that would be it. Yeah.
All right.
God.
So I think that covers it for Pokemon for now, at the least. I want to step away from games for a second. I want to open up with another. This sounds like money, Jake. That sounds like money. The thing I'm about to say. The thing that's coming out my mouth in a moment.
We don't even know what it is.
We don't know what it is. I'm saying it. There have been rumors about this thing forever. I'm saying it. This will be the year of the Switch Pro 2, whatever it is, the Switch successor. This is the year. It's happening.
We're just skipping Switch Pro. We're going to Switch Pro 2.
We're going all in. I think this may actually be legitimately part of the reason we've seen so little Tears of the Kingdom. We are now 6 years removed out of the original Switch's release date. I don't think it will fully replace the Switch. I don't think it'll act. I think they're going to do like the iPhone type thing where like everything will be cross-compatible effectively. Tears of the Kingdom will work on both, but I think they're mirroring the Switch launch basically, where it was a cross-platform title, and Tears of the Kingdom will get benefits on the Switch too that it doesn't on the standard Switch. So yes, I'm saying it. We're gonna see it. It's coming out. Lock it in.
Okay. Switch Pro, Switch 2. These are two very different.
Yeah, they're very different.
I don't think they are actually. I actually disagree with that. I think it's purely a branding exercise.
Put it this way, Andre, would it be the new 3DS, or would it be going from the DS to the 3DS? For the sake of the bet, that's a pretty big distinction in this case.
Yeah. I think. Well, I mean, I think for the sake of the bet, I guess for me, the way I look at it as they will. I don't even know, honestly.
Like, would it be like going from the Wii to Wii U, or is it 3DS to new 3DS?
I mean, no, it won't. I mean, I guess the way I look at it is, I mean, it almost doesn't matter. because I mean I think in terms of the idea of whatever it ends up being, it's going to be closer to the new 3DS or PS4 Pro in that it's going to play the exact same games. But I think Nintendo could call it a Switch 2 and that would be what it is. So I feel like at this point it's a branding exercise, and that's why I don't think it matters. I just think they're going to have a new, more powerful Switch. That's what it comes down to. A more powerful Switch. It will do things that your current Switch can't, and I don't care what it's called.
Okay.
That sounds like money.
We're doing bet on a bet.
Who's betting?
That's
Who's
right.
betting?
Okay. I would like to. Tell me how this sounds. I would like to jump onto Andre's bet and replace it with one of my own. A more specific bet.
This is like
Okay.
bet Inception.
And that is right. And Andre, if you still would like to change something about your original bet,
okay,
we can
yeah,
return to
all
it. But my bet is this: in 2023, Nintendo will release a device called the Switch 4K model.
Actually, you know what? That is entirely possible. That could be it. That could be it. Because we've already had the Switch OLED. There's a precedence for this now, for it to be based on the hardware. I think actually that might be it. So yeah, the Switch 4K. I'm in.
Oh my God, it's happening, everyone! The Switch 4K model.
Now, just from your phrasing, if it's a
Yes.
Switch 4K model, but not literally called that like the OLED is, how does that count for the bet?
No, it
is
needs
just
to-
releasing it, or it needs to be named.
No, I'm telling you, the name of this device is the Nintendo Switch 4K model.
Darn you, Jake.
Where's the confusion?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
wow.
no.
I'm good at this.
I'm going to say no because
Okay.
I feel like Nintendo, with whatever it ends up being, if they do end up releasing some improved Switch this year, their new 3DS version, whatever it is, I don't. As much as people will complain about it, I don't see it going all the way to 4K. I see it going to 2K. So I'm going to disagree.
Wow.
Wait, 2K.
Okay.
But the Switch. Hold up. I'm sorry. There are going to be some people out there who are when you met something, or I mean when it comes to technical specs, people are all about that. 2K is basically 1080p, so they would never market it as 2K.
No,
so
but my point, I think it'll be marketed as an improved Switch. It will not be the 4K Switch because it won't be 4K.
okay, got it. So you're
That's
saying more
what I'm saying,
powerful,
yeah.
but no 4K visuals. Got it. Okay, just making sure. Yeah.
I'm also saying no, because I don't think it is far too late for an incremental upgrade. It is just far too late. And at this point, it needs to be like a jump from the Wii to Wii U, the Wii U to Switch, and I don't see that happening this year. It's good, if anything, and maybe it's teased at the end of the year for next year release, but I don't see that happening. I think we're gonna have to wait longer for that. And if it's an incremental upgrade, that's just disappointing.
There is no way the successor to the Switch comes out in 2023. No.
I didn't say it would come out in 2023.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I know. Like, I think we all need to remind ourselves that consoles rarely come out when you think they should. It's always at least a year of, oh boy. And so I just think we need to put that in perspective, because 2022, a fantastic year for Switch.
Yeah, 2023 is also going to be a fantastic year for Switch. This is why
That's
I
right.
don't see them releasing an upgrade or a next console at all this year.
No, wait, no new hardware at all?
No, I didn't. I said if anything, maybe there'll be a trailer for a new console coming out next year, but we're not seeing anything new hardware-wise this year.
Wow. All right.
So, Jake,
Yeah.
your bet is just that it'll be Switch 4K, but not Switch 4K in 2023.
No, that is my bet.
Oh, so in 2023.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, so I like your thinking because of how Wii U failed so hard, and having to make it simple, folks. Let's just say Switch 4K. It's laid out for you. It's like Game Boy Color. This one's in color. That is something like clear messaging, but that also makes sense. So
Look at the lineup of games coming out this year. Okay, we're talking about the hardcore. We're talking about
Yeah.
the people that are going to buy this thing on day one. The people that want the 4K Switch the most. There is money to there. It sounds like money. The Switch 4K, and they want it.
I just realized with the way our betting is set up, it's almost better for us to convince people that we're wrong. Like, no, it's a stupid thing to bet on.
Right. But for my integrity, I just want I want the world to know, you know?
Okay, I wanted to say that the pull of Zelda is too alluring for Nintendo not to release a new system with it. So I will bet that it'll be Switch 4K, Jake. I'll go yes. So
I'm
Oh
honored.
man, Tris, we're gonna make some easy money here.
Really quick, I think the difference is now I think it is cheap enough to make. I legitimately think that that's where we're at. Look at like 4K TVs and stuff and how that stuff just keeps going. Like I think now is the time to strike. But yeah, Tris.
Like, genuine question. This isn't even for clarification on the bet. This is more like me curious what you guys see it as. Would it be native 4K or AI upscaled 4K?
I don't think it
actually
matters.
curious.
Upscaled.
Okay.
Yeah, upscaled.
Yeah,
DLSS.
I mean, I think it'll theoretically be capable of both, and you may see like some indie games be native 4K,
Okay.
but I think by and large we're looking at an upscaled thing.
Current Switch already does FSR too. So. FSR is also upscaling.
Right? Yeah. Like Switch.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
For those who are
now,
confused.
The
Yeah.
concept of the Switch is built around scaling. I think this is weirdly like the most Nintendo has ever been positioned to have a device like this.
No, I 100% agree. Like it, across Nintendo's history, like it does seem a little bit out of line with how Nintendo's historically worked. But given the fact now we have the OLED out there as an existing proof of concept of an improved piece of hardware based on technology, I just think it makes a lot of sense. And there's almost, I mean, and it's such a strong. I feel like adding 4K to your title is such a strong statement. Like that, it will almost be perceived by many to be a massive step up for the Switch. Like people want to naturally upgrade for that benefit.
And this is how you get around that weird problem of like, oh, what am I missing out with the new hardware thing?
Good
Feeling
point.
bad. It's like, oh, you don't have a 4K TV, you don't have a whatever handheld thing. It's all good. It's all the same. Don't worry about it. You don't have to buy it. You have your Switch OLED. Enjoy it. Like,
Yep.
I really think that I see this as like a huge. If they don't do this, I'm like, what are you guys thinking?
I also selfishly just want Tears of the Kingdom. After playing Fortnite now, like in 4K, I want Tears of the Kingdom in 4K, baby. Give that
Wouldn't
to me.
mind.
I want it.
Yeah, would not mind. Cool. Well, okay.
Not gonna happen, but okay.
Andre, does this satisfy the heart of your bet?
It does. Yes,
Okay.
it fully does. There's some other rumors that have been happening in the gaming Nintendo sphere. Famously, over the past year, the past few months even,
Many
where
years.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess it's been ever present. So you know where I'm going. Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. Do we think that those could exist and might happen this year?
Or is that ship sailed?
Now,
with a swift sail.
I famously defied the world of rumors and speculation that said that this was coming back in that last Nintendo Direct.
Yep.
Now it's a different story because it's almost, I think the question really is like, how could you not take these games that you built for the Wii U? And we've had so many Wii U ports. How could these be ones that don't make it to the Switch?
Yeah.
Is it, you know what I mean? It's like, is it that gamepad functionality? I didn't play these on Wii U, so I don't really know. But is it that the gamepad functionality on Wii U was too good to give up? And you don't want to lose? I don't. Maybe that's a stupid question. I don't know. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's not.
They
It's
already
not
had
a
Pro
stupid question.
Controller
It's-
functionality back then too. Anyway.
There's
Yeah, they already
no
built it.
way these games can't possibly come to Switch. There's no way. Like these games should have came to Switch years ago. And I would have made a bet about this, but I really don't know, right? Because I don't
How do
see
you
why
release these games in the
How do
year
you
of Tears
release-
of the Kingdom?
exactly
Yeah,
my
that-
point.
that's
How
the
do you do
problem.
that? And it's just like, oh great, we're gonna keep not getting these games on Switch, and it's just stressful. I'm just like, why Nintendo? Why? It is baffling these games are not on Switch, and I don't see them coming out on Switch this year either.
Yep. It should have been
They-
2022,
yeah.
and because it wasn't, I don't see them coming out the same year as Tears of the Kingdom. And then, dare I say, 2024 might be too late to put them on the Switch. So
Not in 4K, baby.
I was just gonna say, Andre. I was like, they're being held. They're being held for the 4K.
So we admit the Switch 4K is not coming until 2024.
You gotta have that strong base there.
no, it's just so disheartening. Like, what's happening with these games? I don't know. They've been rumored as far back as like 2018, 2019. Every
Yeah,
year
and
being
you know,
told they're
but-
coming this year. They're coming this
And just
year.
because they're rumored, like easy rumor right there. I feel like anyone could have made that up because it's just like, of course, why wouldn't Nintendo do that?
Sure.
So of course, Man, you know.
I think that's why. I think that's why it seems obvious to us now, like why it hasn't happened. It's because it has been rumored for so long, but it's easy to forget it has no impact on what Nintendo actually does or not.
Yep.
And they've had fairly loaded slates for their calendar years for the past couple of years, and if there's just not time either in the development schedule or release schedule for it to make sense, it's not going to happen. So we don't know what's happening internally. Maybe they just haven't had the resources to make it happen.
Yep.
I agree. It seems like it would make sense, but there's any number of games that would make sense to have on Switch that aren't there yet. So
a lot of it too is I think there have been times where we have thought like, oh, now would be a good time for these games to come out, but it's also you're kind of like stepping on the toes of some publishing partners, and I don't know if there really has been like the perfect time for these games to come out. I do think there is a little tiny chance I could see these being like a December release.
That would be nice. That would be very
like,
nice. And that's why I'm
yeah.
hesitant to throw out a bet. Because, Nintendo isn't as much as we want to think we know Nintendo's next move, we never do. We never do. Nintendo's a very unpredictable company, and they could decide maybe this is the year to release multiple Zeldas, even if one of them is Tears of the Kingdom.
It's so hard for me because it's like on one hand there's a world in which not you have Fire Emblem Engage coming out, but I'm like, man, I could totally see like a really early direct and being like, hey, and before this Zelda game comes out, we're gonna release these on the Switch. But that doesn't how much of a life do you give those to sell?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like it just doesn't.
The earliest that would come would probably be announced in February, and then you have March and April to release them, and that feels way too short for something like that. With how much they hyped up for almost 6 months Skyward Sword HD, I feel like to then give 2 Zelda remakes a couple of months, that doesn't sound likely.
And I still think I still think somebody's working on those Oracle games. When are those gonna come?
Does that sound like money, Jake?
It's no, not quite.
Not that confident then.
It's not the season for that.
No.
Cool.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna mix things up here a little bit. This is not based on a rumor or anything. I'm gonna make another bet here. Another bet that I think sounds like money, baby.
Oh my God, money's whispering in Andre's ears. Okay, what's it saying?
So I think I have not double checked the release schedule, but it feels like effectively for the last year or within the last, sequentially every year, we've had a new Mario sports game. We're still missing one. We're missing an update, and that is Mario Baseball. It's going to reveal itself this year. It sounds like money. It's happening. Count on it. Lock it in.
Oh, that's good money right there, Andre.
Yeah.
I'm with you there too.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's good money.
All right.
Yeah, I'm with you. If it was by the same studios that did Mario Strikers or the Mario Tennis and Golf, I would say no. But historically, the Mario Baseball games are handled by Bandai Namco rather than Camelot or Next Level Games. So they could have been working on it for a while. So
Yep.
I'm with it. I think that can happen this year.
Tom, what do you think?
I'm thinking no. I think we just had Battle League and Switch Sports. I think we're gonna have a bit more of a buffer.
I'm of two minds of this. I do, in some ways, I'm like, can they seriously do it? Can they release a mid version of every single Mario sports game?
They can, and they will.
It's almost unreal. Like, I almost can't make myself.
Jay, we already have a mid version of most of the sports, and that's Mario Sports Superstars on the 3DS. All together, they've already proved they can do it. So as Joey said, they will.
I can't believe at the end of next year I'm gonna be able to play bad versions of Mario Tennis, Golf, Soccer, and Baseball. So here's what I've got for you. I am going no, because I believe that there will be a Mario sports game this year, and it will be something far worse than baseball.
Oh, no.
I think we have entered into some kind of ring of hell. And we're so disappointed with Mario Strikers that we don't even see what's coming. And
What's it gonna be? Is it gonna be Mario 3-on-3? Mario Hoops?
I don't know. A part of me, I think it's gonna be like I think it's gonna be in the spirit of the sports collection. I know, Tris.
Like-
here's my
like-
thing. Here's my thing. I think baseball is like a whole game, and I think that has big
whole ball
teams,
game.
not nine on nine at least. You know what I mean? And those are assets and mechanics that.
Wait,
don't,
yeah, hold on, real quick. This is a really good point. Like, I mean, for a game that struggled to add, like, what, 9 characters and strikers, how are they going to fill out a single baseball team, let alone 2 or more?
They can't do it. And yeah, they have not proven to me that they have the kind of commitment to deliver a game that has what baseball requires. So I don't see that happening here. I almost feel like Mario Dodgeball is more likely. It's
breaking it out from Mario Sports Mix.
Was that in there?
Yep, it was one of the 4 in the whole collection of that. It was
Yeah.
It was dodgeball, hockey, volleyball, and basketball again.
Of course, Tom would remember hockey.
But like weirdly though, I do think something will appear that is this kind of game, a Mario sports game, just because I think it works. I think like just by virtue of how many, like every year I feel like I see that a couple commercials that are about whatever that year's Mario sports game was, and I think it works. I think it works during the holidays and for whatever Nintendo's promotional beats are. So yeah, something will be here, but to protect my own heart, I'm going to say that it's not going to be baseball.
Okay.
My favorite.
Fair
My favorite of the
I'm
Sweet
with you.
Mario sports.
I'm with you. Like I'm thinking yes though. Like I want it, so I'm thinking yes.
No, protect her. Don't make it like strikers. Oh God. So here's the board as it is now. Is everybody happy with their positions?
Yes.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, lock
Gonna
it
be
in.
Mario Sumo Wrestling. Always Bowser.
Ooh.
Can I not to take away from our rumor discussion, but since we're already talking about a Mario release, can I put money? Can I say it sounds like money on a different Mario bet?
Does it
You say-
sound like money?
Yeah. This sounds
Okay. Well then, yeah. All right.
Okay.
Then yeah.
Nintendo will ride off the success or just the marketing push of the Mario movie, and because of that, because everyone's going to be seeing Mario all over the place this year, there will be at least 3 brand new video game titles with Mario in the title.
3. Oh, I see.
3.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a lot.
3 at least.
Well,
We had-
we know Mario,
we- we
we know
had
Mario
at least 2
Baseball's
last
coming, so that's one.
Tris, I had this exact same bet. Mine was 4.
Man, which,
We'll stick with 3.
yeah.
I had a
yeah,
different
keep
bet.
it
My bet was more like they'd have something small themed off the movie.
Okay.
If that happens, it won't be small, I'm telling you. They won't let that go small.
So for clarity's sake, this has to be a new game,
Yes,
right?
so like
okay.
Mario Kart DLC or a port of an old game do not count for this. It has to be a brand new game. It could be a new entry in an existing series, like Mario Baseball. But yeah, brand new game.
Three new announcements. 3 new Mario.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Just announcements? Do they have to all come out this year? Let's go announcements. I think.
Jake, what did you?
they're coming out this
year. I think
they're coming out this year.
Yeah,
It may
yeah.
not matter.
I'm thinking coming out this year too, of riding that success of the Mario movie, the name Mario this year.
Yeah.
Here's what I think. Easy money to say no to. I think 3
Okay.
just 3 original games of Mario, way too many. Maybe any other year when game development was easier and faster. Not in this day and age. I don't think so.
Well, we had
Maybe
we had it.
2 max, maybe.
We had 2 last year. We had 2 last year with Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope and Mario Strikers Battle League. But now we have a Mario movie coming.
Yeah, well, we
And
knew
I feel
about
the ride.
we knew about Sparks of Hope. When did we find out about Sparks of Hope? Was that the year
2021.
before?
Yep.
Yep.
20, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So right now, going into 2024, or sorry, 2023, being in it now, obviously, we don't know any Mario games, and not only that, we know some of Nintendo's first half of the year, and there's no Mario there yet. And with Tears of the Kingdom, that seems to kind of limit their options around that time frame. Maybe, I don't know. They did release Mario and Zelda on the same day before in the past, so it's not possible. 3 sounds like too many. I could maybe see 2. 1 being Mario Baseball, of course. And a full 3D adventure is possible for this year. Maybe their tentpole November release. I'm not seeing 3 games, so no.
All right.
Okay.
Andre says no.
Yep.
Joey, you say no. Tom, where are you
I
at?
said no.
I'm saying no. I think 2 tops, and they might have something more highly focused towards the movie. So I'm going against.
All right, Tris, I'm going with you, and
Oh yeah, you were gonna say 4.
that's right. And before I tell you why, let me just let you all know. It sounds like money, baby.
Here we go.
All right,
Here we go.
so here are your Mario games for the year of 2023. Then we'll get into my bet.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's right. All right, there will be a Mario sports game. Super Mario Galaxy 2 will release on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh man, that's a decent one.
A new 2D Mario game will release on Nintendo Switch.
That actually does make sense.
We know
Like,
one
none of
is
them-
in the work. We've known one is in the works for a while now, so.
And a new phone game based on the Mario movie will be released.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So, my bet.
I'm with you.
That's I'm so confident in that it's not even a bet. Let me tell you what my bet is. My bet is a new 2D Mario game will be released in 2023, and the art style will be largely the same as
No.
It will not
Can't
be
be.
a dramatic change from the new Super Mario Brothers art style. If you say that is different, for like Super Mario 3D World, Mario Odyssey, these all live in the same kind of genre of Mario, I would say. This is what I am talking about. This will be a 2D Mario game that looks more or less like new Super Mario Brothers.
You know, I hate that you're probably right. This is where it gets complicated because I hate the new Super Mario Brothers art style in general, but I also acknowledge it's not that far removed from the art style of 3D World and whatever else, I guess the movie in this case. But it's something about that 2D setting that does not work for me at all. But with the Mario movie and Super Nintendo World coming out, largely sharing a similar aesthetic, it makes sense for them to use it for a 2D game, I think. Especially if it's a mobile one, maybe. So I don't know. I think that's looks the same. But the fact, this is where it gets weird because they had, I think they had specifically said in the past that they were done with New Super Mario Brothers.
Yep.
So they need to make it stand out at the same time, and I don't know if they can do that with it looking this similar by and large.
It
the same.
will stand out to 3 people, and at least 2 of them are on this call. Okay, so that is how
Oh,
much it will
man.
stand out. Yeah.
It sounds like this sounds subjective, very subjective, Jake.
No, it'll be obvious. Every normal person
Okay.
will agree with me. Okay.
That looks the same.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I might agree with that. I might agree with it. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
See,
Sure,
it's as
yes.
far as I agree that there's going to be a new 2D Mario game. Like I had that
Yeah.
as a bet that we're going to get a new 2D Mario game, but I don't know if it's going to look exact because I see rather than the new Super Mario Bros. Art style, I see them capitalizing off the movie success and basically going with like the Odyssey character models in quotes and doing that in 2D. But I don't know how likely it is. So I'm just gonna go with. I'm gonna go with. I do think there will be new 2D Mario. That is the one I'm confident in. Looking the same, I'm willing to buy into that.
I'm against this because I don't know. It doesn't feel right. Like I just don't for some reason foresee a new 2D Mario at all. Like I don't
Keep
know
in mind,
really.
we know they were hiring for a new 2D Mario project after Mario Maker 2 finished.
Did they?
Yep.
Okay. That changes everything.
I didn't
then.
even know
Yeah,
that.
no, that's why I'm confident we're seeing one. That's why I'm
Okay,
confident we're
fine.
seeing one
I
in
just
general.
feel it in the air. I don't know.
All right, fine. I'll go with yes then. That changed everything.
All right, you know what? I'm actually going to change. I'm going to go no. I don't think it's going to look... I think it's going to look meaningfully different
Okay.
to a common consumer than New Super Mario Bros. U. So...
Wow. Okay. Listen, I'd love it. I'd be happy.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, like, I agree that it's pretty darn possible 2D Mario's coming out because they used to be so popular. Like a bigger audience, I think, will play those in a 3D Mario. Mm-hmm. At least in the past, it was that case. But I think it'll be different, much different looking than the previous
All right.
new Mario game.
Okay.
I want a Chain Chomp grappling hook in this 2D Mario.
So listen, okay, everybody is locked in now, so I think our board looks like this, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So now that everybody is locked in, it's just gonna be 4K. That's what's gonna be different about it. All right, it's literally that's what's gonna be different. All right, I'm so confident. Okay.
Okay.
Oh man. All right. Cool.
All right, let's move on to another rumor. So late last year, late-ish, mid-ish, late, whatever. There were rumblings of rumblings of GameCube remasters coming to Switch, and I think specifically with F-Zero X or GX rather being mentioned as a possibility, and this would be instead of it appearing on NSO, I believe. Although there were also rumors of GameCube coming to NSO, as there always have been. What are we thinking for NSO this year, I guess, and these possible GameCube remasters, whether or not it's part of it?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, these GameCube rumors, they are the worst smelling rumors out of any of the Nintendo Switch rumors. I don't believe any of these people. If you said F-Zero GX was coming in that last Nintendo Direct, absolutely no. You are but a cipher in the internet. No.
Yeah.
Captain Falcon will never return. That's okay. Nintendo does not like Captain Falcon, and it is obvious. They broke up with Captain Falcon a long time ago, dated him in high school for like a minute, and you people won't you won't shut up about it. So that's done. That's dead in the water. GameCube on Nintendo Switch Online. I just feel like they can't do it. I don't have the confidence in Nintendo's the way that they run these Nintendo Switch Online services and downloading all the games to everybody's Switches and whatever. I just and with the online stuff and everything, I just don't think they can do it.
No.
So
yeah,
I'm with you.
this actually would be a meaningful size increase, far beyond what they've done before. Going from the 64 era where you had, I think, 32 megabytes at most, if even that, to what could be gigabytes for these games. Yeah, it does seem like a substantial jump.
I fully think rather than GameCube remasters, the most we would get is in an NSO style of literally making the game available on Switch. We would get individual titles released that you would still have to get. They're not part of a big collection. You would have to get the individual title off the eShop. I don't know if they'd be free for subscribers for the expansion pack, but at the very least, it would not be part of a big collection. Download them all. No.
Yeah. You know what, Tris? You nailed it. They're not giving them away.
No,
they won't do it.
No, those are also worth too much money, and they know it.
They're worth too much to them, 100%. And I think they're gonna cruise on these N64 games for much longer.
So that actually almost adds credence to the remastering idea, the rumor. Right? If these games are too valuable to just put out there for free on NSO, why would they What are they
remastering for? What are they remastering for the GameCube? What's the most viable GameCube remaster contender?
Well, I mean, does Wind Waker count? That
already got its remaster for Wii U. That's porting the Wii U version.
Yeah.
There's of course the Mario Kart games. There's Luigi's Mansion you could do.
The reason why I don't see
Metroid
it,
Prime.
Metroid
There's
Prime,
Star Fox Adventures. I'm just
while they could totally do some individual games like the Metroid Prime HD rumor, for example, they could totally do some of those.
Darkness.
I fully expect if we get GameCube titles on the Switch, it will be identical to what we had for Super Mario Sunshine. Basically, just making sure you can play it.
Ooh, yikes, Tris! Oh God, I was not willing to go that far. Oh man,
Mario Sunshine actually was definitely one of Nintendo's better remasters.
No, but I'm saying that's as far as they would go on it for other releases. Just making sure it can be played on the Switch with a Switch Pro controller.
I guess
or with a GameCube controller even.
I guess my question is really this: if a GameCube game shows up on the Switch, do we feel that it is just they chose this GameCube game and they remastered or whatever it for Switch, or is it part of a concerted effort of we're doing GameCube games? Because I feel those are two different things. Because Metroid Prime Remastered comes out, I don't think we're all of a sudden going, oh my God, GameCube games are coming to Switch. But if they're you know what I mean?
Yeah. If they did a Mario Sunshine style release, that means they're not HDing it or anything. They're putting it on the Switch. More are coming.
Yeah.
I think eventually yes, but in that case, I don't see that this year. Because I think they would do something new with NSO instead, or keep going N64 instead, and they wouldn't want those to compete with each other in that case. Because they would see it as largely a similar thing that would just overshadow one or the other.
1,000 Year Door, by the way, that's the candidate.
Yeah, of course. Why didn't I think that?
That's the candidate, yeah.
What about
just think how good that will look in 4K, Jake. 4K.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Now
just
that's no.
Otherwise, just imagine 1,000 Year Door with the art style of origami.
Yeah, but it's funny because even with a game like Thousand Year Door, I almost wonder like, oh man, but I know that their like internal Paper Mario philosophy like clashes with the philosophy of Thousand Year Door. So maybe that candidate isn't as likely as I think it is. You know,
I hope. I would love to see it. That's like one of my favorite games of all time. But
I've just given up hope, guys. Like, I've just given up hope on NSO in general. I don't know if we're ready to segue to the next NSO topic, but like,
Go for it.
If those Game Boy and is it Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, or is it I heard mostly it was just Game Boy and Game Boy Color.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
I'd be
Some people-
shocked
yeah.
if they were Game Boy Advance games, because that's just too good. Like, it makes too much sense. So it's just one of those Nintendo won't do it scenarios. I remember they were talking about Metroid Fusion on Twitter, and everyone was just like, hey, Nintendo, maybe give us a more viable platform to play it on. And like, that, nothing's happened yet. I'd love to be wrong, but like, yeah, I think it's too little and too late for Game Boy. Like, maybe, like, I don't see Game Boy Advance happening, just Game Boy and Game Boy Color, and even then, that's not enough. Even if I do get to play Wario Land 2 and 3. Like, yeah, I want to play them.
I don't think it's too little too late. I mean, the systems are so old at this point, it literally doesn't matter when you release them. They're as relevant or as irrelevant as they'll ever be. But I think in any case, it adds more value to the service. The question is, does Nintendo feel like adding that value? I mean, I think people would appreciate being able to access these games that have been historically hard to access.
They'd appreciate it, but I don't feel like it's exciting, you know? It's not
Joey,
exciting.
I hear you. Does Nintendo think that these games are too ugly?
That's a good question,
No,
right?
I really mean that when I ask it.
Yeah.
I really mean like when you show the little video in the Nintendo Direct and you've got the Game Boy game going, do they look at that and go, yeah, this will work?
That's a really good question.
I don't know.
All
Yeah.
I know is playing these games on the Analog Pocket on that thing's awesome screen. These games look beautiful. Some of them look great. Like I mean, you know, maybe it's because I'm able to look past the the black and white nature of most of them. But like there's a charm to the art styles that they went with back then that I still find value in. Maybe I'm the exception, but we have seen like a pretty big resurgence of like value in these more retro style experiences. Like the Analog Pocket, it's still a niche device, obviously, but it resonated with people, and I think there is a sizable market that would like to see these games on Switch, especially as a free bonus for the thing they already subscribed to.
These games on the Analog Pocket are not the same as them on Nintendo Switch. That is, they are way more attractive on an Analog Pocket.
That's true.
Than they are on the
That's
Switch.
true.
Half of
What about
it with the
not even a Switch OLED, Jake?
Not even a Switch OLED. Half of the prospect, I think, of the Switch is, first off, they're on the TV, so they're not gonna. I just don't think it's a fit for the way the games are designed and how they were meant to be experienced. And the second thing is, I also kind of feel the Switch isn't a handheld in the way the Analog Pocket is. So I think there's a bit of a mismatch there between what the Switch is doing and then what those games are asking for and providing and the kind of experience they are. I honestly think the biggest thing is just that they have plenty of N64 games left at the speed that they do them at,
Yeah.
and I just feel like they're gonna keep going.
Yeah, there are. I mean, but this is the year where like if they continue their one game a month release schedule and sticking primarily to first party games, by the end of the year they will be running on Steam or out of Steam when it comes to the 64 era as a viable.
Are you
platform
telling
for
me
exciting
these games are going to be running on Steam?
You know
on the
what?
Steam Deck?
So I mean, they're gonna have to add something more exciting to the if they want to keep the release schedule up. So
They
and I
probably
think-
should.
It's
Yeah.
just gonna be expansion pack stuff.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I just, it is so hard for me to believe that they will release anything as valuable as GameCube games as part of like a bundle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially before Game Boy. It doesn't. I think
Sure.
the order doesn't make sense. I think it makes sense to get Game Boy out first, and then follow up with the most exciting platform you have at the moment being GameCube. So,
Yeah, sure.
all right, let's.
Oh wait, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're
Yeah.
talking about the best platforms to experience classic games on. It would be great if there was something that made these classic games more enticing on the Switch. I got something that sounds like money.
Oh boy.
All right, here's the bet. Let me just pull it up right here.
Oh no. Oh God!
No.
In
No.
2023,
No.
there
No.
will be an update to Nintendo Switch Online that allows you to play these games without Nintendo's stupid borders on the side. That is
Stop
what I
it,
meant.
Jake. You can't
Yeah.
do this to me. It's not gonna happen, and it never will happen because it
No.
makes too much sense.
The borders will outlive us all.
Yep.
Dang, I've been doing really well at like convincing people to come on my sinking ship so far, and I'm surprised at this. Is anybody with me on this? Oh dear God. Okay.
The reason why I'm not is because I think if they were gonna make a big change like that, it would have been when they released the N64 one.
Yeah.
I think. Because they had
The way I look at it,
yeah, because they have to like make it that one
Sure.
to then be compatible with 4 players. They have to look into that anyway, and they just keep it. So
the way I look at it is a Mario Kart Wave secret extra features update. I'm like, one day
Yeah.
we're just gonna go, oh my God, Andre's gonna run to his computer to make the update at 8 p.m. at night. And like then
bruh.
so that'll be it.
borders
That's
are
what I think.
gone.
Tom,
hope
are
so.
you? Do you have any movement on the board here?
I think, like, I see what you're saying, Jake, but I'm going against the borders. I still think that's part of their marketing of it. I think
yeah,
it's gonna be a while
All right,
with those borders.
forgive me for being a dreamer. All right.
All right. I want
I
to go back.
forgive you.
I want to go back to another rumor, if you will,
Yep.
of a game that's been fairly. It basically sounds like, as far as we're aware, like this game exists, and it is a sequel to 1-2 Switch.
Oh.
Where in the hell is it? Where is this thing? Is it ever coming out? What do we think? What happened here? Like,
That
we put-
sounds like money.
Oh boy.
Yes! Oh my God! What is it, Joey? What is it?
1-2 Switch 2 is canceled internally, and it's never coming out because it's bad.
Oh man, it's possible. It's possible.
So 1-2 Switch 2. So I guess for the sake of the parameters of this bet are that the sequel to 1-2 Switch will not be announced nor spoken of in 2023.
Correct.
Like in
That's
any way,
the
shape, or form.
specifics. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
If it ever is canceled, then we'll never hear that it's canceled.
Yes.
But it's not coming out this
Okay.
year, and it probably never will come out this year because everything rumors we've been hearing is just it's, it would damage Nintendo's brand, so to speak.
Okay.
I'll go with you on this one, Joey. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. So, man, I don't know, guys. I feel like isn't it kind of weird to have like them just to give it up? Like to just go, no,
It's-
trash, recycle bin.
Yeah, I can only think of one instance of this, and that is Star Fox 2, where the game was effectively done, and they canceled it in favor of releasing Star Fox 64 at that time, where they had a clear other successor to it that they were afraid. I think Star Fox 2 might look poorly on or might damage the brand. I don't fully know. I forget the exact specifics of why they canceled it. But I feel like if the game made it this far in development, they're gonna see it through. I think they would release it at some point. Maybe not. Maybe they won't make a big deal about it. I don't know. But I don't think they're gonna throw away that development time. So I think it is. I think it exists. I think it will come out some point this year.
I think I'm gonna say it's gonna have like a Big Brain Academy type release
I
where it's
see.
pretty quiet in December for
Yeah.
holidays. Maybe some retooling by then to try to make it fun. But if it is, they are feeling it's bad still. They're just gonna quietly release it.
I think it's gonna come out in 2023, and I think it'll be unexpectedly well received.
Interesting.
Okay.
So it'll get. What are you thinking on Metacritic, Jake?
I don't believe insiders, man. I just I got people whispering in my ear that a game is bad. Like, get out of here. Most games are bad until like 2 months before they ship. I don't.
Did you play 1-2 Switch though, Jack? Did you?
I enjoyed it more than most. Because here's what I'll say.
It's a
Here's what I'll
decent
say.
party game.
It was, and that was right when the Switch came out, and I think that I had a lot of fun playing that game with people that don't play video games.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was a good time in that setting. I think that I think the sequel to 1-2 Switch will be. This is obviously not a bet. I just truly believe this. I think it will be obviously superior to the first one and like a decent game. Like how well did that Big Brain Academy game review?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean I think it'll do as good or better than that.
Did you review it, Joey, for us?
I don't
You did.
remember. I reviewed
Yeah,
it,
you
but
did.
I
So much for that big brain.
Yes. I'm looking up my review because I don't remember what score I gave it. I think it was a mixed, because it was, I'll still stick with my bet, but there is credence to that belief that they'd give it a quiet Big Brain Academy like
Yeah.
release.
That's
For
a
a
big
different
brain move.
audience, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had no bones to pick with 1-2 Switch.
I don't think I think this is a game that we're not going to see in Nintendo Direct. This is going to be a Twitter only thing and a commercial only thing. We don't see it in the official Nintendo showcase. Definitely won't be at E3.
They're gonna go as minimal on marketing on it as they can, if they can help it.
Yeah.
Just-
Damage.
Just give me more great expressions for thumbnails. That's all.
Right.
Yeah.
I could see them going the other way.
cow-milking.
I could see them giving it the hard sell, and
Ooh.
it like opens a. Yeah, I could see it. I don't know. They really like those live action actors for the first one, and it was whimsical at the time. So I don't know. Plus, hey, any excuse for us to revisit HD Rumble is what
Yeah,
we
so I
called
was
it.
thinking HD Rumble.
Yeah, I'm like ready for somebody to do HD Rumble again.
Play the PS5, it does it better.
It does. You're right.
Tears of the Kingdom will be the first game in that Breath of the Wild series to finally use HD Rumble, because the original didn't for whatever reason. I assume it will.
true.
We don't know for sure.
Wait, hold on. Tears of the Kingdom? Do you?
Oh no, don't do this, Jake.
Oh my God! Wait a second. It sounds like money.
Oh my god.
I've got some
Okay.
too, so here you go.
Oh boy.
I had to
Oh
say
my
it.
God.
You start, Jake.
Okay. The sequel to The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom,
Thank you.
will release in 2023. And when we reconvene here for our look back at the year, our look forward, everything we do at the end of the year, we will go to Metacritic.com, and
no.
we will see that Tears of the Kingdom has scored an 84 or lower.
Whoa.
For reference, what is Breath of the Wild at right now? Just actual curiosity, like how much of a difference that is.
97.
97? Okay.
Off the top of my head, it's 97. I think it's the same.
I don't
score.
think a single Zelda game has scored lower that low. Is Jake just trying to reap
training
all
that.
the potential points for himself? If you raise that number, I might go in with you. I don't see. There's no way it gets below 84.
Here's where I was at with this. I originally had it as 86, and I thought that was too safe. That's how confident I am in this. So I dropped it down
All right.
to 84. Yeah.
All right, Jake. It's not gonna happen because the game is gonna be quality, right?
Yeah.
But even if it somehow, for some reason, is like an 84 on Metacritic, it'll still score higher because of Zelda bias.
Yeah.
Like, I know that might be blasphemous for me to say, but I
hear
think
you.
there is still like some kind of bias people have towards Zelda because it's just a great game series. There's no way it scores below.
Don't you think people are going to want to take it down, though? Don't you think there's going to be a ton of reviewers that are like, oh man, it's time for me to get my shot in after Breath of the Wild, you know? I feel like it's, oh man.
Not in the gaming space. So real quick, I was looking into this a little bit. I was Googling Metacritic King, whatever you want to call it, some Zelda games. I did find one that came in below 84, shockingly, but it was a remaster being Skyward Sword HD. The original score is significantly better, which is a surprise to me because I think it's probably the worst game, being with 93 on Wii. So it looks like the first entry in Zelda games consistently score, from my brief searching, in the 90s, if not high 90s, including Twilight Princess, which famously had Jeff Gerstmann 8.8, which people lost it over that score. That was considered low. There's no way we're getting a new Zelda game that scores below 90, if even that. So
Really? Okay, so wait a second. I want double points.
Okay.
I want double points.
Yeah.
If this gets an 84
All right.
or lower and you are all in agreement that this is crazy, I want double points.
Yeah, you can have double points, and if that happens, I think we'll all be in tears.
if it happens, I will just give the entire betting special to you, because it's not going to happen.
He will give Jake. He will give the company to you.
All right.
It's like Willy
Listen,
Wonka.
So,
I feel great about this. We have our first daily double here, I guess, on the betting special. This is where I'm at. 84. I thought about saying, okay, if you're so confident, let's raise it up. But no, I feel great about this bet.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, so let's just keep it. Tris, I believe you also heard the pitter patter of money in your ear.
Yes, it does
Okay,
indeed.
please.
Tears of the Kingdom does indeed sound like money. I also have a bet to place on this. Tears of the Kingdom will get a whole DLC expansion announced before the game is even out, just like Breath of the Wild did.
Ooh.
I don't want it to be the case, but I think that will happen again.
Yeah, they did have a Sparks of Hope too. No, wait, was Sparks of Hope after? Did they announce that after?
I think it was before it came out.
I thought it was
And
before it
Fire
came out.
Emblem is before it came out. Xenoblades was before it came out.
It's so tough because I think didn't Tears of the Kingdom start out as DLC?
That's why I think this is a hot question, because the only reason why we even have Tears of the Kingdom is because it was starting off as DLC for Breath of the Wild. That was why they even wanted to do DLC for Breath of the Wild in the first place.
It's like,
Okay. Yeah. I think I'll go with you, Tris, only because I think Nintendo's gonna want to sell more with Zelda, and they'll do the DLC, a similar type of DLC
Okay.
method again.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Like, they have a history of doing it, but I feel like this game's coming in hot. I feel like it's coming in especially hot. We've had the delays. Like, they're still finalizing this game. I don't know if they even know what form DLC would take at this point. To be fair, that may have been the case with the first wave of DLC for Breath of the Wild 2. I think they just threw it out there and figured it out after the fact. But I don't know. I for whatever reason, I'm not quite feeling in this case. I think it's entirely possible, but I think in this case they want the singular focus to be on the main game. So I'm gonna go no.
Okay.
I'm going to say that because of how you said this was started off as DLC, and, sometimes they have to do something different. I mean, they've been trying DLC recently. They're probably going to try, I think they're going to try something different and not announce DLC for launch in this case. Just have the singular focus on it.
Okay.
Especially because they obviously also they don't want to draw attention away from the Switch 4K they'll be announcing at the same time. So
That is, for those reasons, I am also against it. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. So Tears of the Kingdom DLC expansion announced before release. Tristan, wait, Joey, you got movement?
Oh, I heard something else Zelda related that sounded like money.
Oh god.
boy.
There we
Oh,
go.
All right.
Yep, let's hear it.
Zelda will die, but Nintendo are
Serious?
cowards and will bring her back to life.
oh, that's for sure. Yeah, she won't stay dead.
Yeah.
Or should I make this spicier, Jake, and say she won't come back?
Now I have a question.
know.
Now I have a question for you.
Listen, Zelda always comes back though.
I have a question.
But
Yeah.
If she appears as a spirit, just like the champions and the king, what does that count as? Does that count as coming back or staying
stay dead.
Okay.
She's
That's
still
dead. That's
Yeah.
dead.
That's
She has to be
dead AF.
corporeal. She, yeah, 100%.
I think I'd ask because I mean we had but yeah, I think I'd ask because it's worth asking.
Keep my bet that.
I don't want to say killed or dead in text, so I said Zelda unalive and then Zelda then alive. Wait, so Joey, is it that she will
Yes,
come
yes.
back? Okay,
She'll
yeah,
come
so
back.
Okay, so unalive then alive.
You know what? I'll go on this. I will go on this because that's how you go even further than some other Zelda stories to try to get people on the story. If they want this to be an impactful Zelda story, that's something that you do to raise the stakes.
You know how you raise the stakes? You leave her dead and have the sequel be about reviving her.
Another sequel on top of Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah, it's interesting. We've never quite had this before. I mean, unless you count the original two Zeldas, I guess. But yeah, like Breath of the Wild is effectively the start of like a new line of Zelda games, and with Tears of the Kingdom being a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, seemingly, definitely at least based in the world. I mean, I think it's possible they will continue the story thread all the way through and actually tease a subsequent sequel. Almost a little bit like what they're doing with the Avatar now, where you have the first Avatar fully standalone, but then you have the second one that is teasing a broader, bigger world, more plot threads. They could be doing that here. It's like, all right, this is our new style of Zelda game. We're going all out in the story here. So, but
I should have betted that Andre was going to tie in Avatar into this discussion. So I don't know why I didn't say that.
I should have had the blue background today. I screwed up with the purple.
Oh no, what have you done?
Yep.
I do think an important data point is that Zelda has been a ghost before.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring that up, and that's actually why I don't think they're gonna do it, because they've done it, and it wasn't even all that long ago in the grand scheme of Zelda games. I mean, it is kind of a little bit now, but in any case, yeah, they've done the dead thing. She was a ghost, and all then they brought her back. It's played out. I'm gonna say no. I don't think she's gonna die. She may be injured. She may be kidnapped. Who knows? So any number of things. She's not dying.
Okay.
Tom?
I was thinking she dies. I'm gonna go with Joey said.
And then comes back at the end of the
Yeah.
game. By the end of the game.
Yeah, I think they're too
Okay.
chicken just to leave her.
Yeah.
I agree. They're way too chicken.
I think they're too chicken to kill her in the game.
You might be right. I thought this
Yeah.
is a very fun, spicy.
Chicken, I don't know, because they as Andre mentioned, they did kill her in Spirit Tracks, and then
Yeah,
brought her
but
back.
that's a very different looking game.
It is.
And
It's so easy to do though. I mean, if they do kill her, which is possible, despite my bet, we may have already seen how they do it, where she just falls into a hole and then she reappears with a ghost somewhere else.
Yeah.
if that's what they do, then this game's getting an 84.
Part of it though, that's the tears. That's the tears of the kingdom because she's dead. So that's my
How does that which is dead cry, Tom?
No, it's the kingdom being sad about
Oh,
it.
Yeah,
okay,
the
got it.
kingdom
Okay.
being
And
sad.
you'll really think that she will return to corporeal form after falling down a hole.
Anything is possible in the world of Zelda. How many times has Ganondorf come back?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, all right.
Characters have come back a lot, so
I'm sticking with against only because I don't think anybody knows anything about this game. And I think we like to tell ourselves that we have a hint or an idea of what's going on beforehand, but I think we're way off, and we don't know we're way off until we know.
We'll find out, right?
Yeah, so I don't think she's getting anywhere close to death.
Even though we've already discussed Tears of the Kingdom ad nauseum, I want to build onto this because I feel like if they do kill her again, I want it to feel impactful. I don't want it to be because of a gameplay mechanic. I don't want it to be because obviously you're going to help save her and bring her back. I want it to be because of a meaningful moment that happened in the game. Probably not near the beginning. Or, I mean, that could be the impetus, maybe. I just don't want it to be some gimmicky thing where she's then, like, in your ear the entire game, like Navi, telling you what to do or using her to possess things. So, not that can't be good. It's like, if you're going to kill her, make it mean something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't Jedi ghost yourself out of this.
Yeah, I'm also concerned about Nintendo's handling of killing Zelda, if I'm being honest with you.
that's fair.
I just am like, too many video games killing our ladies, man. Like, we gotta come up with something else. We gotta, so just for the sake of hoping it doesn't happen, I hope it doesn't happen.
I mean, to be fair,
valid.
Link will die 100 times during this adventure. Yes.
Yeah. God. All right.
All right. Well, do we have any other bets that we've not addressed yet, or any other major points we want to bring up, whether it's bet related or not?
Oh, I
for
do.
the
I
year?
know something
All right.
that sounds like some big money, actually.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Big money, big money.
Before the end of the year, Nintendo will release or promote a method to watch the Super Mario Bros. Movie on the Nintendo Switch. Whether it is something they themselves release, or they heavily promote, it's on this streaming platform. This streaming platform's on the Switch. Go watch the Mario movie on your Switch.
Like Hulu or something.
Or something. They will make sure it ends up on something that you can then watch it on the Switch, and it will, they will promote that you could watch it on the Switch sometime before the end of the year.
You are describing the Switch 4K. You are literally just saying, oh, it's another selling point of the Switch 4K. Tris, I was thinking about this too. I feel like there is something to do with Nintendo Switch Online and the Mario movie, and
With NSO, interesting.
Yes, I think you are onto something. I am not sure about the form it is going to take, but
Okay.
I'm not sure on this bet yet, but I'm leaning. I see where this comes from, and I understand. I hear you. I think
This is very interesting. I'm going to say no because Apparently there was a deal with Universal, DreamWorks, and Illumination that the movies would stream exclusively on Peacock. Peacock is not on Nintendo Switch. And
then Nintendo might throw that money soon.
It's possible. I mean, they could bring it onto the platform, but I'm not seeing it. I feel like this is too much. This is too far removed. I don't know if Nintendo really cares. I mean, they probably do some degree, but
I'm with you there, Andre, and I think
Yeah.
it's simply just because the fact that Nintendo doesn't care as long as you watch it, which is why I'll be watching it on my PlayStation 5. What?
yeah.
I think I can't see myself. I can't see Nintendo doing this. I think they're just focused on the movie and not thinking about extra stuff, even though there's McDonald's toys and stuff. Like, I think it's more in Universal's hands in that regard. I'm saying no.
I know this is
Yeah.
so long ago at this point, but like when I came up with with this bet, what came to mind was after years ago, after every E3, for some reason you can download the trailers on your 3DS and watch them.
Yeah.
Not
That's-
even in
that was
3D,
great.
just off the eShop. Go watch the trailer for
And
some
Wait,
reason.
in 3D.
And
Yeah,
it sticks out
Chris,
to
I
me.
hear you.
It sticks
Yeah,
out to me. I feel like they're gonna want you. They're gonna want to promote being able to watch it on it, even if they know
Alright.
people won't do it. I
Yeah.
think they'll want to promote the option.
Here's what it is. There will be news updates in which you can watch some trailers of the Mario movie on your Switch. And that I don't think does not fulfill the terms of this bet. I do think there will be bonus content on Switch. I do think there will be a short or
Yep.
something that you can watch on your freaking Switch.
I can see that.
There is
Kind of like what Sonic movie did, where when it came out, streaming wise, they released that little short.
Yeah. There will. Yeah, I feel like you will be able to go to the Nintendo Switch online app, little button that's on the home screen. Press that. There will be something for the Mario movie you can press on and watch. I see that clearly. But I do. But I don't think it's gonna be the movie. I don't.
No, you would definitely have to pay something to watch the movie. That's why I was saying, like, if it's like what Andre's saying with Peacock, I could see them then be,
Yeah.
okay, well, let's get Peacock on the Switch. Like,
You know what I hope now? I hope there is a short in front of the Mario movie that's something else Nintendo, whether it's Pikmin or some other thing, and this could be the thing that ends up on Switch.
Ooh,
I can see that.
Doctor, that's good. Okay.
I could see that.
Yeah, man. So really, the question is, will we get Peacock on Switch? And,
Right, that basically is.
and
guess.
it's that's honestly tough, dude.
If it's before
yeah.
Netflix again, I swear to God.
I'm convinced we're never getting Netflix on Switch.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I'm gonna go no. I'm gonna
Okay.
go no.
Yeah, I'm going
Tris,
no too.
Yeah, Tris, you got a big payout. You got a
Alright.
big payout on your way.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
If Triss ends up being right, yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, what are the bets? What are the bets we have?
Okay, I have one. I'm just curious to hear people's thoughts on this. Nintendo will not release a new IP in 2023.
I bet the house on that.
Yeah, I think that's probably
Now-
accurate.
It has to be in-house, or if they like publish something, does that? In terms
Like-
of what you were thinking.
If it has to be in-house. It can't be like we're publishing sniffer clips.
Okay.
Now
Then-
this is an official bet, right?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
Did-
Oh,
did
it
you-
sounds like money.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much, Tom. Now I understand. Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
with Tom.
I'm with Tom as well.
No,
Okay.
Yeah, I am too.
I think this
Okay.
is going to be a year of them pushing their existing big IPs with everything we already know about happening this year. I don't see them. I don't see where they would put time to build up a brand new IP like they did Splatoon or ARMS or things like that.
Yeah.
Here.
Mobile.
Is that would that be in-house though?
No, I'm gonna. There's no way. After they shut down Dragalia Lost,
Dragalia Lost got shut down.
there's
Yep.
no way they're doing another new IP that's not based on something on mobile.
Oh, this
That sounds
sounds like money. Okay, so I think Tom's bet is a wash then, because I think we're all in agreement there will not be new IP.
Yeah.
So allow me to propose this bet. I know I've gone over my limit, but I feel this is a good bet. There will be a new Nintendo mobile game. Everyone will agree it's the best one yet.
Literally everyone in the world.
Hey, listen, normal people, once again. All right.
I need to ask, like, for the sake of this question, does Pokemon Go count as Nintendo's, or does that count as Pokemon's?
No.
That is important to know.
We are talking
Okay.
about the era of Nintendo mobile games that started with Super Mario Run.
Okay.
Considering that was still their best one, I'm skeptical of them ever bettering it, especially since now they're all about monetizing it in the worst possible ways.
Is anybody willing to go with me
How
on the
is-
best?
Nope.
Genuine question, because
Yes.
I haven't even touched it. How is Pikmin Bloom, the last mobile game they released?
Mediocre.
I played it. It's the same as all the other ones. Not as good as Pokemon Go. It's yeah. I played it for a while too, because when I lived in New York City, it's like the perfect environment for those kinds of games.
Yes, I do those whenever I'm there.
Yeah, and it just there's not enough. It doesn't have good enough hooks to keep.
Pikmin? More like Pikmid.
Ah, nice.
Funny coming from you.
I'm pretty sure whatever. I think that there will be a banger Nintendo mobile game coming out this year, and if I had to guess, it'll be Zelda or Splatoon.
So, Splatoon would make a lot of sense. I think to lean into that. Yeah, especially with like how that targets, I think probably an overall younger demographic. And I could see like Turf War stuff being a ton of fun. Like that could be a fun version of like Pikmin Bloom. Where instead of like growing flowers as you walk, you're like laying down ink trails.
I have half a mind to say that Table Turf Battle will appear.
I could see that being turned into a mobile thing that like can link to the game based on your Nintendo account, because they already know how to do that. So
yeah. So yeah, okay. So as the board as it is now, banger Nintendo mobile game.
I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Tris, you're with me?
Yeah. No, I am.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is the board.
All right.
All right. Fantastic. Well,
Especially because we don't know what the joint venture between Nintendo and DNA is actually going to amount to. It is the company they make their mobile games with. And I feel like that says their relationship's going strong and well. And I don't think that would make much sense if they were like, all right, we had our fill, no more mobile games.
It doesn't make sense, Tris. It makes dollars.
I feel like if you're going to have the best mobile game, though, it's going to take one more year than that. It's going to take a bit longer with that relatively new joint venture.
I think they already have it. I think they already have it, and I think they already have it.
That's what
Are we all done on this now, though? We can move on, because all that talk about Pikmin Bloom kind of sounds like money.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
I think with Miyamoto, like before Pikmin 4 was announced, he was talking about Pikmin Bloom a lot. I predict to help push Pikmin Bloom that it will connect with Pikmin 4 in some way.
Taking it. Money.
Yeah,
money.
it's a good bet.
Money. I'm good. I'm going with you there.
I am too.
Whoa, whoa. I did not consider this, but he does like Pikmin Bloom quite a lot.
If anyone would try to push for that kind of connectivity, it would be Miyamoto.
It's probably the sole reason Pikmin 4 exists.
Let's be real, not the other way around.
Whoa. Andre, what do you think about this?
Oh, I'm all in. I think it makes a ton of sense. I think whether it's bringing in, I don't know, maybe some kind of currency you can use in the game, or some kind of lockable bonus, 100% lock me in. I think there will be some kind of benefit between the two by using Pikmin Bloom.
Okay, let me ask. If the benefit is equivalent to like there's like an event in Pikmin Bloom and you get like some customizations or whatever, like how other mobile games do, that's not a connection. That's not a connection. We agree, right? That's not a connection between the two games.
They need an interface in some way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? That's what,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, then you guys are crazy. This is absolutely not. Absolutely not. They don't do that.
I don't see. I'm gonna say no. Like I see a level of connectivity that's more akin to what you were just saying. Like
Yes.
like shared events between the two, but nothing that's like revolutionary big connectivity. So I'm going to say no.
It will be hilarious if we get a Nintendo Direct and Miyamoto starts talking about Pikmin Bloom again.
Sweating.
That will be unreal. And if that comes full circle and kind of explains why he did that in the last one, that would be wild. I just don't see it. I don't think there's anything to gain from tying yourselves to Pikmin Bloom.
Wow. What a Freudian slip there.
Wow. A foresight.
All right.
Well,
I like the bet though. I like the bet. It's a good bet.
that is a really good one. I actually really like that
Yeah.
idea.
Cool.
Well, I know something else that sounds like money to me.
Oh my god. Oh, my ears are full of money. Oh jeez. Okay.
Might as well be
what do we
Wario
have?
over here shaking it. All right,
Okay.
here we go.
Yeah.
The next title, developed by Grezzo, known for like the Zelda 3DS ports and Miitopia on Switch, will not only be revealed this year, but will also be released this year.
No
Now-
specifics on what it is.
No, need more. Need more
Need
juice.
more?
That's not
Need
enough
more?
juice.
Ooh.
That's not enough juice.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
yeah. That's yeah. This is yeah.
And it won't be a Zelda game.
Okay.
Because
Thank
almost,
you very much.
almost everything they've worked on, lately has been Zelda, but the last one was Miitopia. I think it won't be Zelda again. Even though they
That's
did a
it.
great job with the Link's Awakening remake, and I want them to do the Oracle games. That's not what's next.
Great bet.
Did Miitopia come out last year?
2021.
Okay.
Like, it was like
Last
May,
year, as
I
in
think.
the other year.
Yeah.
Do they work on multiple games at the same time?
They were working on multiple things when they did the Link's Awakening remake of it.
All right, I'll take that bet.
I say yes to Grezzo making something not Zelda because I don't believe there'll be more than one Zelda.
Yeah.
Please be Star Tropics.
Yeah, I'm inclined. I'm inclined to agree, but I don't think we're gonna. Well, yeah, I don't think we'll get a second Zelda this year. So I guess by that argument, I'd have to go on the with
Well,
side. Yep.
keep in mind, we could just not see a Grezzo release. I'm not, like, it has to
Oh,
be a
that's
game
true.
made by
Yeah,
me.
you're right.
I'm
It's-
not,
it
I'm
could
not
be-
saying that they're guaranteed to release it. Just
No,
isn't
I mean, I
Zelda.
had-
Yeah.
But it's been so long too since the Link's Awakening remake. Wait, what was that? 2019, I think.
Link's Awakening remake was 2019. Miitopia was 2021. Those are the last
Yeah.
things that they worked on.
What other game exists in the Miitopia genre?
Tomodachi
Tomodachi
Life.
Life.
There it is.
Yes,
Damn.
please.
Could even be a brand new one using that brand new interface they made with Miitopia. Oh my gosh.
Will Tomodachi Life release in 2023? That is the question on my
Oh,
mind.
man.
I don't know. I just like.
I think there's room for Tomodachi Life.
I think so too. Miitopia like sold so much more than I would have expected it to. I remember I did a news story about that once, and I couldn't believe the number I was reading. So, because I don't know, Miis are dead. Like I just didn't
Evidently
expect it.
not.
Yeah. So I kind of think this is a wash. I think we kind of all agree that Grezzo will release something this year.
Okay.
And it's I don't know, except Andre's over there thinking hard. Is
Yeah,
it, oh, wait, yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea about this one.
Yeah.
I forgot that Miitopia was so recent. So, or that.
Well,
recent.
Miitopia came out like 2 years after Link's Awakening. And we're going to be at the 2-year mark for Miitopia, so
Yeah.
maybe.
Oh,
I don't know. I'll say what? No, is that?
Yeah.
I'll
You're
go
going
no.
against?
Yeah, I'm going against.
Okay.
Okay, on.
Okay.
There we go.
Lock. Let me pull up the board here. We'll lock it in. All right, there it is. Andre looking for that big payout.
Could take 3
No,
years.
Now,
So
now Grezzo releasing a game is injected with a lot of meaning for us all of a sudden.
it's like yes.
So true.
I really like
Oh my
Grezzo,
God.
like in their games. They usually make like pretty good stuff. I really like
They
that.
should make something original. They've earned
They
it.
did. They made they made Triforce Heroes.
Well,
Did they do Ever Oasis? Was that them?
I think
I don't know.
that might have been them. I mean,
Okay.
well, I'm actually gonna look
either
that up.
way,
Well,
I feel
in
like
any
we've heard a
case,
lot of bets, and
yep.
yeah, I think
Yes, they did.
you know we've heard a lot of money. I think it's time to put our wallets away and say we're locking in our bets. Does everybody feel good?
Yes. Feel
Yes.
great.
No other big
Okay.
ones.
No.
Excellent.
No more. No more. Please.
Cool. Are we ready to
Money's-
wrap up?
I think we covered everything, right?
Great.
All right.
I think we've exhaustively covered everything we could think of for 2023. But hey, the hope is still that we'll be surprised in some way, and I imagine we will. Whether it's we win the bank special or not. But that's a hope. Hopefully Nintendo has more surprises in store. Again, we only know about the first half release, so we'll see if anything we predicted comes true in the second half or at any point for the year. But it should be a fun year in any case, and especially since even the things we know about, we don't know a whole lot, like Tears of the Kingdom. So looking forward to finding out more. Everyone, thank you for watching. Let us know what you think of our predictions, and give us your own predictions in the comments below. We want to hear them. And with that, we'll catch you later. Have a happy new year. Bye, everyone.